Welcome to another Mind Right Monday. Today we're going to talk about 3 steps to ending self-sabotage. Hey guys, welcome to another Mind Right Monday. I'm your host, Bonnie Kelly, and today we're talking about 3 ways you can begin to stop the cycle of self-sabotage. Now, we all play victim to this from time to time, and honestly, it sneaks up on us and is like a sucker punch that blindsides us and knocks us to our knees. If we knew the game, if we knew when we were going to self-sabotage, we'd be more likely not to fall victim to its game. That's why self-sabotage is something that all of us struggle with. Now, whatever it is or whatever the cycle you're in, it could be a self-sabotaging cycle in finances, in your fitness, in your nutrition, it could be in your relationships, it could be in your friendships, it could be in your success, it could be in your work. I mean, there's so many different cycles, and I'm going to teach you 3 steps to begin to end the cycle of self-sabotage. But before we get in there, let's talk about why we self-sabotage. Now, as I mentioned, it usually is something that blindsides us, so it's something we're unaware of or unconscious that is totally the undercurrent that undermines our best conscious efforts to change our life. So it could be fueled, that undercurrent, by fear, or maybe it's an insecurity, or maybe it's doubt or a limiting belief, or maybe it's just an old program or an assumption that we've made and that's locked itself in our brains as reasons or excuses to keep us playing safe. So whatever the underlying reason is, more often than not, it's there to protect you. So we'll stop taking action that we know we need to do to get the success that we desire, because that success might spark the insecurity that you're not capable or not smart enough, or that you'll be rejected or you're going to be exposed. So we have to recognize that this saboteur is happening intentionally, and when we can identify why, it's going to be helpful. So let's move into the 3 steps to ending self-sabotage. But before we do, pause the video and download our free downloadable worksheet that is here just for you. This is going to be where you can begin to take action to what you're about to learn. So pause now and download with the link below. All right, let's get into the first step, which is identify your cycle. Where are you self-sabotaging? All right, so again, I said that self-sabotage is something that typically blindsides us. It's something we're not aware of. It is just something that's kind of under the surface, that is subtly and sneakily kind of driving our actions and behavior. Just like the current in a river, the surface looks calm, but underneath there's just a fast-moving current that is going to wash you away if you jump in. So we have to recognize that we all have this undercurrent. So where is yours? Is your self-sabotage in finances? Do you find yourself constantly spending and not saving? Do you find every time you get money that you manifest bills or other reasons or excuses to not have any money anymore? Then you might be sabotaging your finances. Do you struggle with yo-yo dieting, where you find yourself, doing really well and then doing really bad and then doing really well and then doing really bad? Or it could be even with your fitness. That could be how you're sabotaging. Or maybe it's in relationships. When someone gets too close, we find reasons to push them away, or to not be vulnerable, or to come up with reasons of why they're not enough, or that they're not likable, or we can't trust them. You might be sabotaging in your relationships. So number 1, identify where do you sabotage, and be honest here. It is so powerful for the truth. Like, if you can admit and acknowledge the truth, that will set you to freedom. All right, let's move into the second tip, which is, what is the underlying reason for the sabotage? All right, as I mentioned, there is a purpose to your saboteur behavior. What is it? Are you afraid? Are you afraid of failure or rejection? Are you afraid of being hurt? What is the fear? When we can acknowledge the purpose and the undercurrent of what that is, then we're going to have a better understanding for the behavior, so that way when we identify it, we can understand it, so that way it empowers you to change it. But you have to know the payoff. What is the benefit? Now, again, that's a hard question, Because when I say, what's the benefit of self-sabotaging? All we really ever see is how it hurts us and how it sabotages us. Like, Bonnie, how is that helpful? No, there is a reason. And sometimes it's to play it safe, to keep you small, so you can stay protected, that we don't take risk. You have to know what your reasoning is so you can begin to stop the behavior. All right, this leads me to my third and final tip, which is reason with your reason. I love this. We have to begin to reason with the reason of why you're sabotaging. So I know this might sound that it's like a paradox here, but really what it is that we have to begin to start reasoning with ourselves. We have to begin to rationalize, to begin to reframe, to begin to challenge, to begin to start understanding of, say, wait a minute, how true is this? How likely will that unfold? Or what's another way I can do this? Or what in my past has caused me to behave this way? And we begin to reason with the reasoning that we have of why we behave this way. So here's an example. If you are sabotaging in your finances, number one, we have to begin to break this cycle. So if you get money and spend money versus save money, then you might it could be fueled by a reason like a past experience where you want to control the money or that you want to live in the now, and so these things are more important than the long-term reasons. Whatever your reason is, we have to come to it. So for this example, let's just say that your reasoning is that you want, that as a kid, you weren't allowed to spend money. So now you're going to overspend the money in the present. So we have to begin to reason with our reasons. So why do we do this? Well, we do this because you don't want to feel restricted. That's understandable. So instead of working against yourself and saying, stop spending money, let's just say, yeah, you can choose to spend that money right now, or we can choose to save it. What do I choose to do? Yes, I can have that. Yes, I can have that. But is that what I want? Is that in the highest interest? We begin to reason with ourselves, and we recognize that that little rebel inside of us that wants something isn't going to go away. But when we begin to reason with it, or we can say, yeah, you can have that, and if you still want it in a week, I'm going to give that to you. But if you don't think about it, let's put the money over here instead. You begin to reason with that so you can have a different outcome. Hopefully this has helped, and don't forget, if you have questions, you can email them to us at getinspired@bonniekelly.me. We are here to support you on your journey to joy. Until next week, I'm Bonnie Kelly. Did you enjoy this video? I hope so. So hopefully you downloaded the free PDF, but if you are ready to take some serious inspired action and begin to change the way that your brain is functioning and working to start working in your favor versus continuing to cycle that self-sabotage, then you need to start flexing your mindfulness muscles. And the only way you can do that is with consistency, work, and effort. So I have the perfect thing just for you. Right now, you can snag 7 days free of my 21-day emotional detox. That's right, free. This is where in 10 minutes or less a day, you can begin to change the way that you perceive, what you believe, and begin to implement inspired action to do things differently so you can live a life by design. This product is unbelievably awesome, and it's right now available to you absolutely free. So begin your emotional detox, start flexing those your mindfulness muscles, and grab your free copy at emotionaldetox.com/free. Until next time, mwah!